1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hello, I'm back. Okay, I just couldn't hold it anymore. Anyway, so they have these rooms in the back, and they're being streamed on the early internet, I guess. Like, I mean, and because they don't seem like they're making tapes or anything out of it. Like, it seems like it's literally like live streams, like thirst streams today. Like, you know, like, you know, I don't know, not like hot tub streams, but you know, they have those things. And it's funny, the ones they have this set, they have these different sets. It's actually very creative, you know. And the funny thing is I thought they were going to lean into some kind of like human trafficking angle or something, but they didn't do that. I mean, they kind of, not really, you know, just normal like stripper stuff, like, but, like, it didn't go that route, you know, but, basically, they have all these different sets. Like, one of them is, like a shower scene, but there's no water. It's just, like, these two naked women in there. Actually, I don't even think they're naked. I think they have swimsuits on, like, bikinis. And they're, like, slowly, like, slow-motionally pretending to wash each other. And that's one of the streams. And then another one is, like, a woman that is, like... I can't remember if she's just sitting in a chair or if she's tied to the chair, but a priest is like going like, you've been bad. And she's just sitting there like, oh, the priest is like going like that. It's so funny. Like, the fetishes that they thought of for this scene are so good. Like, the creativity, you know, we need to bring some of this creativity back. But anyway, so, oh yeah, I was gonna change my shirt to a goth shirt. Okay, so, where is it? Oh yeah, right here. So anyways, what was I talking about? So, hey, don't fuck up this is my nice vest. So anyways, they show that, I think at this scene, they show that, Kirsten Dunst's dad, like, works at this place. I don't remember though, because all the older men, they kind of all look alike, you know, a little bit. So like the police captain or the police chief, whatever, and the dad, I kind of got them mixed up, except for the scenes where they're together, of course. But because as the movie goes on, you get to know them better. But in the beginning, I kind of like couldn't tell them apart. So yeah, this vest doesn't really show. You can't see all the detail. Can you see it? Not really, huh? Well, it's lacy and black, and it has these little ties on it. Doesn't it look thick? Yeah. Anyways, so, what was I talking about? So anyways, yeah, this place is like this den of sin, basically. And then, who's the next person that Crow fucks up? I don't remember. But basically, he meets Kirsten Dunst, and I can't remember how he convinces her that... Oh, because... I remember. Because he goes to his girlfriend's grave, and he's, like, talking to her, and he's like, I'm neither alive nor dead. And then Kirsten Dunst is visiting the grave at the same time, so he hides behind the grave. But then when she comes up to the grave, he steps out from behind it, and he's like, hey, what's up? I knew your sister. And she's like... Aren't you, like, the guy that killed her? But obviously she doesn't really think that because she thinks that guy got electrocuted, but she watched. You know, she watched against her will, it seemed like. It's fucked up. And then, but he's like, well, I was a friend of hers, and he's like, don't recognize anything in my face. But, like, you know, I knew her, and I know that you share a locket, and I know that your nickname for her was this and that, and blah, blah, blah. Then later on, because apparently she had some nickname that was Daisy or some shit. Daisy, Daisy, na 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 na, whatever. So he carves that into the forehead of the dirty cop, I think, the one who's gonna rape those girls. But you had to be told. I had to be told in the movie because it just looked like his forehead was bloody and kind of like clawed up. I didn't see the word Daisy at all, but luckily the newscaster told me. So anyways, I can't remember how, but you know, he visits Kirsten Dunst a couple of times, and he gains her trust. that part of the movie was kind of boring for me, so I didn't commit it to memory as much. But okay, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit ahead because I can't remember this. There's a middle section like this that I'm totally blanking on. But basically, eventually Alex gets to the strip joint, and there's like this whole message of like, you gotta live, and you know, you gotta live a good life. You can't waste your life or whatever. Because there's this one stripper who, once again, to me, looked of age. I mean, young, like, but maybe the same age as him, 21, 22. But he goes up to her, and because she's handcuffed to the pole, and he like breaks the handcuffs, and he's like, how old are you? As if she's 14 or something. And he's like, and she doesn't even answer, and she doesn't answer the classic, like, I'm an extra and I am getting extra pay. Like, I mean, not extra pay, the pay that extras get, so I'm not allowed to speak, because that would automatically make me have more money or whatever. So, like, he breaks her handcuffs, and without saying a word, he just kind of, luckily he doesn't lecture, he says lecture-ish things, preachy things, but he keeps it short, so I'll give him credit for that. Which I think was in the original Crow too, because I know that the original Eric could be a little preachy at times, but that's his poetry, man. It's the romances, the new romantics, you know. Anyways, so where was I? So yeah, he's telling her, like, you gotta live a good life. Don't be a fucking stripper, bitch. And then she goes off. And then I feel like this is after this whole scene, not before. But I'm just gonna put it in here. Like, basically there's this one point at which, after Kirsten Dunst has finally gained his trust, realized her dad is in with the crooked people, because she was looking through her dad's shit and she found some incriminating evidence or whatever. So basically now she's all on Alex's side. And then they're hanging out. They go to the place where her sister was killed. Oh shit, I totally forgot in the very beginning. They showed how the person with the chevron mark on their arm just casually placed the knife, like, in his truck after his girlfriend ran off, because he was like, tell me whatever, and she's like, no, and then she runs off. It's very like Madonna music video-ish. But anyways, so anyways, they go to the place where her sister was killed, which is once again some junkyard or some shit like that. And Kirsten Dunst is like, she's like, I blame myself because I told the dirty cops, like, that my sister was here, like, she was missing. We were all looking for her, and I told the dirty cops she might be here because I thought she ran away with you, and I thought you were a dirty rat, and I didn't like you, but now I see the error of my ways, and, you know, it's my fault. I feel guilty because we were looking for her, she was missing, but the cops actually had her captive the whole time, you know, and shit. And they took her there, and then Alex uses his flashback powers to give her flashbacks, and which at first I thought he was just doing it because he's like, hey, what, we're allies, don't you want to see what happened to your sister, as she's like saying she doesn't want to see it. Like, I thought it was more like that, but then right afterwards he actually explains that he showed her the flashback because right before that, she said that she wanted to kill herself, or she said she wanted to be dead or something, and that he says that pissed him off, because he's like, when your sister was being killed, she fought to the bitter end. She fought, like, every step that she could fight. She fought, even though she died in the end, she still, you know, she valued her life enough to want to fight. So you shouldn't say you want to kill yourself. That pisses me off. And because that means you're devaluing life. So this movie actually kind of has a message, you know. I mean, it kind of has two messages. There's the corrupt cop message, the crooked authority thing going on. But then there's also kind of like this nice, wholesome message about how you should be happy to be alive and etc. So, you know. But anyways, he was saying how that's the whole thing is like because the dirty cop was trying to rape her, but I thought that was going to be the whole thing at first, was that they were trying to put her in the strip club. But then it turned out it wasn't like that. It was that she had incriminating evidence, and that I guess they were going to kill her anyway, but he just wanted to rape her before she was dead just because he's nasty. But basically, she pulled one of their guns out of the holster and shot one of them, and that's why he had a limp. But he's dead now because the crow killed him. But he had a limp, and then I think that was the dude who went through the windshield of the car. And then she like ran away, and then he dictates all this. He tells you the whole story. But she ran, and then they were stabbing her 53 times. I don't know why it has to be 53. Like, I feel like 20 stab wounds on a human torso is already like a lot. You're gonna have overlaps and stuff like that. I mean, like, 53, because there's a part later in the movie, not to jump ahead too much, where Alex actually gets stabbed by the chief of police. And they say he got stabbed 53 times, which to me is ridiculous because you see him get stabbed, I think, 4 times. And then when his shirt gets pulled open, you can see maybe 6 cuts. So, I mean, he's all bloody. But 53, where is there room? Where is there room for 53 stabs? I mean, that just seems like your flesh would just be shredded. Like, I mean, I know in real life, in real true crime, you can get up to like over 100 stabs, but honestly, where does the counting stop? What is the point at which you can't count anymore? Because there's too much overlapping. There has to be a cutoff point. I don't know what that is, but especially with a big ass Bowie knife like that. I mean, I don't know if it's really a Bowie knife, but it was a big knife, I mean, 3 stabs with that thing. I mean, 1 well-placed stab, like, would kill you. But if you really just want to, make them die faster or whatever, hit multiple vital organs, then, I mean, 3 to 5 should do it, right? I mean, that's already, like, plenty. But 53... Anyways, whatever. So, where was I? I'm getting all lost in the sauce, this movie. So, yeah, okay. So then he says, yeah, they were chasing her, they caught her, she kicked them and punched them, and then she died. So, okay, fast forward. So he's in the strip club, he frees the girl that's handcuffed to the pole, he goes upstairs, and somehow he gets a hold of 2 guns. I don't know how the fuck he does this, but it's a really cool, good scene, because, like, like, every time he gets shot, he gets pushed back, like, a little bit, so they think they're getting him, but they don't realize, he has healing powers till it's too late. So he's got these 2 guns, and there's, like, this attic is, like, full of cops, like a whole firing squad, and he's got his 2 little guns, like Jesse James, like this, and they show all their guns, and he's just like, I guess I lost. Like, he doesn't say that, but he does this thing where he flips the guns over like that, so he's like, okay, take me, and they just unload on him, and they blow all these bullets into him. But then after they're done, he's like, okay, it's my turn, basically, and then he, like, because they're in a line, which is kind of silly, but it works. Like, it's legitimately cool. Like, he takes the 2 guns and he goes like boom, 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 like going in towards the middle. It's so good. This movie I recommend it. I think this movie is worth watching. But, yeah, so there was that. That was good. I think he transforms at some point during that. I don't remember. But basically, okay, fast forwarding some more, because there's chunks of this movie that I don't recall. That basically the what's his face, the big bad, what do you call it, the boss, the head boss, whatever, the final boss, that's what I was trying to say. The final boss turns out to be the police chief. He was behind everything. He kills Kirsten Dunst's dad, so now she's lost everybody. Seems like she ain't got no mom from the start. Her sister got killed, and now her dad is killed. So she's literally alone in this fucking world. So I don't know what kind of life she's gonna have to value, but, you know, at least the economy was okay. Hey, next year is 9/11, bitch. Ooh, shit. I think, unless this came out in 2001. I think it came out in 2000, though. Oh, and I should say the music is pretty good. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of late 90s, early 2000s rock because, you know, they had new metal. I'm not a big fan of Slipknot. I'm not a big fan of Anthrax. I'm not a big fan of even I like Marilyn Manson a little bit, but at the time, I didn't listen to him, so I don't have any nostalgia for him. I'm kind of... The only band that I really liked that was big back then from the hard rock group was Disturbed. And I still haven't really heard that many of their songs. It's just that to me they were the best out of the lot. But still, for what it is, even though that's not my favorite type of music, I'm just happy, given the state of the world today, I'm just happy that there's rock and roll at all. I'm happy that, you know, it's got that vibe, that heavy rock vibe. Some of these songs sound like kind of sludgy, you know. I like all that. It's fine. It's good. You know. And yeah. So, anyways, the final boss. The final boss, of course, is the guy with the scar, the chevron. And he creates it by putting screws in his arm, which is so fucking nasty. And they don't say why. Did I say that already? They don't say why. It's just so fucking disgusting. Like, it's honestly repulsive. Ugh. But anyways, whatever. So the point is, he reveals, because like I said, Alex has been cutting all these people's sleeves open. And he finally finds that this is the final boss. But before that, he already knows this guy is evil. So they're going to fight regardless. And basically, I don't remember exactly how this comes to fruition, but basically, the final boss realizes that, this is kind of weird, but the final boss realizes that if Alex feels like he has found the end of the trail and that he's killed all the people he needs to kill and that his mission is over, that he'll lose his powers. So basically the dude plants a fake arm, which I thought was a wax arm, but it turns out because he also kills, a lot of good people get killed in this. Oh shit, and I totally forgot to say, because I was saying that I was saying that Alex kind of had Chief Woodenhead vibes a little bit with how he will get revenge, but he won't save people. And they went back to the cute white trash guy who was the first one that Alex confronted, who he spared, but the crooked cops killed him because they were trying to get information about Alex, but, you know, he was telling them, like, he's a revenant, he's supernatural, and they weren't having that shit, so they killed him. And then they kill his wife, girlfriend, whatever, his baby mama, and then it's implied, they don't show it or say it, but, I mean, either they killed the baby, too, which they show the baby, they don't show the crib, they actually show the baby, too, but they show that they killed the mom, so either they killed the baby, too, or they left the baby to starve. Which is horrible. That's some fucked up shit. And Alex didn't help them at all. He didn't even show up on the premises for that one. He fucking let that shit happen. Because at the time he was actually in his lawyer's office. But then later on his lawyer gets killed by the crooked cops. Pretty much everybody gets wasted in this fucking movie. And his lawyer gets killed, and then they cut his arm off and they make that into the fake arm. And then, okay, this is when the movie gets really fucking weird. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off so the next one starts fresh.